least
Some
you sure to get
waffles,
some
Rudy.
bacon, too.
Waffles sound good to you.
Yeah,
Cornbread
but everyone else
waffles.
will like-
Cornbread
Put in the
waffles,
chili.
Rudy.
Cornbread
Dip in the chili.
waffle.
Does such a thing exist?
Why not?
In real life? I want
If the
that
cats
though,
can't
now.
make it, I mean, who can?
I want it.
Okay, got all my stuff ready for the cornbread waffles, and as you can see, I'm also going to make some chili, because that seemed like a very important part of the meal, and also I want chili. Alright, no, gotta hold the camera carefully so you can't see my dirty dishes in my sink. I'm sure that someone somewhere has made cornbread waffles in the past. Pretty much every recipe you can think of, someone has tried at some point. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and figure this out myself. So I'm going to make a traditional cornbread, and instead of looking up cornbread waffles specifically, I'm going to attempt to modify a cornbread recipe myself and see if I can make a good cornbread waffle with that. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully it comes out good. If I lived in a magical tower and had little cat assistants to help me with this, this process would be much quicker and easier. But I don't. But I drew I drew myself a little cat assistant, so this is my sous chef for today. I'm relying on you, buddy. Don't let me down. Alright, got my onions and ground beef sauteing. Probably could have used a bigger pan for this, but it's too late now. I'll just mix it a lot. Also, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, Allison, those are some pretty unevenly cut onions. Listen, you're right, but it would be politer of you to just not say that, so don't you come into my house and critique my cutting techniques. Alright, got my broth, my tomatoes, my green chilies, all the beans except for light red kidney beans. They only had dark red. Fine, I guess. That's fine. It'll taste fine without them. And then all my spices, and now I'm just gonna add in that browned ground beef and those onions. Alright, I think we're looking pretty good here. What do you think, assistant chef? What's that? The onions don't look like they're cut very well. What an oddly rude and specific criticism. I'd like to see you do better with your no thumbs. So far, I've prepared the cornbread as normal, but here's where I'm going to start making some changes in order to make it more suitable, well, hopefully more suitable to become waffles. So, the recipe that I am using right now calls for 1/3 cup vegetable oil and 1 egg. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing 2 eggs instead of 1, and I might add an extra splash of vegetable oil. What I'm hoping to do is to give it a more spongy sort of texture than the crumbly texture that we normally get in cornbread. That way it holds itself together actually in the waffle iron. I'm wondering if I should do 3 eggs instead of 2, but I'm worried that that'll make it too weird and dense and it won't taste like cornbread. So I'm gonna stick with 2 and hopefully that's the right call. I think I'm also going to add an extra splash of vanilla extract. I think that'll just make it taste more I don't know, waffly. Yeah, real chef-like term, waffly. It's gonna be great, trust me. Might have made this a bit too watery, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Too late to go back now. I mean, I guess in theory I could add more cornmeal, or more flour, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna try this ratio that I did. Gosh, I have a bad feeling. I'm gonna get weird floppy waffles, but oh, that sounds like it could be kind of fun, though. We could call them flopples. Hey, future Allison, cut this part out. Alright, moment of truth. Here we go. Let's give this a shot. Just gonna do 1 nice big scoop. Alright, let's see how that goes. It went poorly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get this off. Oh gosh, did I not put enough on? Is there not enough oil? I'm gonna try and put like more in there this time, so more than one tiny scoop. Okay, let's see if we have any better luck this time. Oh, the camera lens fogged up. Whoopsie. Right. It looks better though. More like a waffle. I'm gonna re-grease this thing. Maybe that's the issue. Alright. Let's try again. Third time's the charm. This time it's gonna go great. Moment of truth. Ha 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 ha. Why? How? Why? What happened? This is literally the waffle right after my perfect one. What went wrong? What did you do? What did I do? Did it get too hot? I'm really at a loss here. Oh man, that's gonna be hell to clean up. Okay, new plan. So that waffle iron is definitely gonna be out of commission for a little bit, at least until I have time to clean it up, which I really don't right now. I wasn't planning on one of my waffles just exploding itself. So, we're gonna try pancakes. Ugh, they're all flat and shitty because of all the oil I put in. This is a nightmare. Okay, those pancakes absolutely destroyed themselves when I tried to flip them. So, I added a little bit more flour to the batter, and these ones seem to be much more reasonable in terms of how thick they are. So hopefully I can at least try to cook these. Let's see how that's going. By the way, the chili's looking great, so at least one element will be successful. It wasn't the element that I was excited to try, but you know what? Honestly, I think I'm being too hard on myself. Look at that guy. That looks great, right? What do you think? I think this one looks great. Yeah, the other one has a hole in it, but like, we have one at least. If all else fails, this didn't. So, we'll see if these succeed. I'm hoping they do, but if not, I'm not gonna freak out about it. Alright, it got ever so slightly too toasty on one side, but that looks like a pancake. If it looks good, it'll taste good. That's a fact. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Alright, here is our full spread. So what I did was I took a little sample set of a bit of a waffle and a bit of a pancake. I'm not really sure how one would serve this. I put a little bit of syrup next to it, and I guess I'll try it without, and then I'll try it with and see if it's good or what ends up tasting good. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, wow, that is an interesting flavor. So that's really good. It doesn't really need the syrup. If anything, it's a bit too sweet with it. It tastes better just by itself. And truth be told, my mistake, these pancakes, I actually ended up preferring that over the waffles. And that might be because of the changes I made. Because remember, I had all that extra oil and stuff, the batter was very runny and thin, but because I needed the pancakes to be thicker, I added some flour, and that gave it this really nice, like, crunchy, like, crusty texture to it, without it being fully crumbly like cornbread traditionally is. I would actually really recommend the cornbread pancakes. If you can make something less runny work for cornbread waffles, I imagine it would taste good. Clearly, I am not the expert when it comes to, the waffles, so probably don't listen to me. Yeah, I would say that in a way I was not expecting, this ended up being a success. So thank you, Critical Role. Alright, you can have some, but just a little. It's not good for cats.